Hi, welcome to the Starcraft Super Lite 242RL. We're going to start our tour on the outside, and the first thing we're going to look at is your stabilization jack. We have 4 of these in this trailer. These are to be used to stabilize the trailer. They should never be used to level your trailer. So you should have your trailer mostly level and use these just to finish it off and make it so it doesn't move around on you. Next, we'll come up into the front storage compartment. Here we have access to, well, storage, but we also have this neat little bit that can be used with your drill or compact drill and to lower or raise the stabilization jacks here. Or you can use the manual, and this is also used to do slide in a manual situation where they won't come in or out with power. Continue along the front. The next thing we're going to look at is the battery storage right here. It's a new unit, so we don't have a battery on it at the moment, but this is where it would go. Right below here we have your breakaway cable. This is a safety switch. It is engaged automatically in the event that your tow vehicle is disconnected from the trailer. And it does that by having this loop attached to the tow vehicle, and this one's attached to this pin right here. If this pin gets pulled out, then it will engage the trailer brakes. Also, to keep a note of or aware of that, sometimes when you're messing around up front with the hitch, it's possible to pull this out by mistake a little bit. So if you've just hooked up and you're looking for a reason why things aren't pulling right or filling right, maybe this has been engaged. From here we'll move up to the electric tongue jack. This too has a manual operation, which can be achieved by removing this plug or port, and you'll have access to the manual operation of the electric tongue jack, and you will find the jack for it in the front. This also has a nice cargo light. If it's dark and you're trying to load, that can be handy. Next up front, lots of good stuff up front. We have your propane system. This is a crossover regulator here. What this means is whatever direction this handle is pointing, so it's pointed to this tank, it will draw from this tank first. If the pressure drops in this tank to a predetermined amount by the regulator, then it'll automatically switch over and start drawing from this tank, regardless of which direction this handle is pointing. Let's keep moving along the outside here. You have the switch for your front running lights. We also have the other off-door access to your storage compartment. Keep on moving along here. Next thing we come to is the output for your black and gray water tank. Sometimes these levers can be hard to get to. There's your gray water there, and the black water is actually right here underneath. Keep moving along the outside and see what else we have for you. The next thing we're going to come to is your docking station here. You can use this neat kickstand to hold the door open for you whenever you're trying to use the docking station. We have a spray port that you can use with a spray hose. You can use it to shower off or clean off yourself, or bikes or anything else you might have, kids. We also have your input for this cable satellite, as well as connection point for your tank flush. Now this valve is pretty important, and the position that it's in is pointing down towards the output nozzle or input nozzle, depending on which way this handle is. Right now it is set up for use in city water mode or city connection, which would basically be your garden hose from your campground. Now, if you switch it this direction and you hook the hose up to this port, it's actually going to fill your freshwater tank. Then right next door to that, we have your 30 amp power supply. This is where you hook up the power from your campground or your house or whatever. Continue along, we have a spare tire, access to the roof, handy ladder. Although this unit doesn't have a barbecue, it is set up with a propane port to utilize one if you choose to do so. Also on this unit, outside, I'd like to note the speakers in the head of the awning on either end. They can be used via the stereo inside. Storage compartment. Here's the sprayer hose or nozzle that I was talking about previously. And here is your 30 amp cord to hook up to the campground power supply or your house. This hose via quick connect can be used in the previously mentioned port or in this one as well. So you have access on both sides of the trailer to a spray port. Then right below this, you have this hole beside the trailer. If you look in there and then continue on inside, you'll see there's this nut. Well, you might not see it because it's pretty dark. Trust me, it's there. And that is to manually put the slide in or out. Generally, it would be to put it in so you can travel if you're having a power issue. Move next. You have your GFCI powered outlet, or outlet for outside. You have outside access to your hot water tank. Bear with me here. Your hot water tank. Of note here and of importance is your rod and plug for the tank and the pressure relief valve. If you ever need to remove this plug, you want to make sure that you release the pressure by engaging the pressure relief valve. Otherwise, this will shoot out of here like a missile. Doesn't feel nice. Also of note here, if you've had troubles lighting your hot water heater, the reset for it is on the outside of right here. Okay, that sums up most of the outside. Let's head on in and see what we have. First thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the bedroom. Fairly nice setup. You'll see straight on we have access or a location clearly marked for a bracket for a TV, as well as power and cable or satellite hookups. You have these nice simple pull down, push up blinds. This one in front of your emergency exit. First thing we want to do, push down on the black tab, push the red handle over and out. Then you can push the red handle all the way out of the trailer. Once you've done that, pull on this tab and this screen comes out real easy. Then you can escape to safety if you need to do so. We have some nice storage options over here. Here as well. What's also neat about this is some storage underneath the bed here. So you can slide a bag or a suitcase or anything underneath there. And you still have the ability to lift up the bed if it's easier to get something larger in there. But what this also shows you is the cool little added storage features. Some drawers on this side, shelves on the other. It's kind of cool. And you also have access to your front storage compartment via this neat little hatch. From here, let's work our way into the bathroom. pretty standard in here. You have your shower that you can lock for travel. The unit GFCI is here, so if you ever see that red light on, that means that it's been tripped. So anything on the load side will be without power, which commonly will be your outside plugs, any counter plug in the kitchen, anything around water. So if those aren't working, come in here, press the top black button, reset it, that light goes away, and hopefully that should work for you. Switches to control the fan and the lights in the bathroom. And from here, we'll come back out into the main area of the trailer, and we'll take a look at important safety feature, fire extinguisher, and right up from there, we're going to take a look at the main lights. That'll be your awning light, main lights for the trailer. We have the extend and retract for your awning right here. We also have the controls for your slide. Right above that, we have your indication panel that will let you know if your battery, freshwater, black water, and gray water tanks are full or empty, or if your battery needs to be recharged. And at the bottom of this, we also have your hot water heater on gas and electric, and your water pump functioning and operation is done from here. So right above, as soon as you come in the door, you'll see the unit smoke detector. It's very important that we check this every so often. Usually the recommendation is daylight savings time. Just replace the battery and make sure it functions. There's a button right on the center that you can press and hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and that will sound the smoke detector alarm if it's functioning. Come into the main area of the trailer. And the first thing I want to notice, just because it goes along with the smoke detector and safety, we have your propane carbon monoxide detector. There's a button on here as well that you can press to test to make sure it's functioning properly. Again, I suggest you do it with the smoke detector and daylight savings time, as it's the easiest way to remember to routinely check your safety devices. So we'll stand up from there, kind of backtrack a little bit. We'll go back to your thermostat. It is equipped with a capacitive touch button, meaning that you don't actually have to physically press hard to push in a mechanical button or anything. It's capacitive, so it's more like a nice light touch. You can cycle through the fan, high and low or auto, AC, high, low, or auto, as well as the heat, high, low, or auto, and you'll cycle through the temperatures, or high or low, through the buttons on the side here. So next we turn and we see this nice fridge. There's a power button, you turn it on, and then the mode button, and you can cycle through between electric, gas, or auto. In the case of the auto, it will automatically choose the electric to run the fridge on electric if it's available. If anything's flashing up here when you've tried to initiate the gas especially, that's just letting you know that for whatever reason it didn't work. Common, the first thing would be that maybe possibly forgot to turn on the bottles or open the valve on the bottles out front. Here we'll move on to your nice range top and stove. To light these, you turn the burner to the light position, and then you turn the igniter knob. Same thing, light position, turn this, good. My gas is actually turned off out front, so it's just burning through the extra gas in the lines, so they won't stay lit, but that's how you like them. Next, we'll come to the oven portion here. It lights much of the same way as the others, the difference being that when you turn to the light position, you press and hold, press this whole knob in and hold it while you turn the striker to ignite the oven portion. While we're here, we'll take a minute to talk about your power center, your load center. This is where you'll find your breakers, much like you have in your house, and your circuits, your DC side, much like you'd have in your car. So like your house, if one of these is in the opposite direction, down, that would be the off. So that would be that one. Oh, well, that one was the light, so that was a bad one to turn on. So let's turn off that one. You can see that it's in the down position. And in order to get the power back, flip it up, just like in your house. From here, we'll take a little look. Have a nice couch there, as well as the dining room table. This will fold nicely down into a secondary bed, because this will also fold down into a nice little secondary or tertiary bed, I guess, if it's the third one, for some extra sleeping accommodations for any kids or family or whatever. But it's a good big space. TV. And one thing we want to note here as well is that the TV that this unit comes with functions as your radio as well. So you will get your functionality for the radio and the TV here. Then this is through this TV and through the software in the TV is how you will access the speakers inside the unit for music or radio, whatever you're listening to, and for your awning speakers as well. This has some USB and HDMI capabilities or connectivity, as well as Bluetooth, which can be used to connect your phone to the system. And again, there's two zones, one zone being inside the trailer and the second zone being the awning speakers. You can switch between the zones on the controller or the remote for the TV/stereo. So as always, if you have any questions, happy to have you guys call in, and one of our staff will help you as best we can. Thank you very much.